I like the old logo. I think it's too basic.
They have removed the Cracker and the Barrel from the Cracker Barrel logo and are replacing Old and Country Store to New Woke Store in their remodeling and in their image. We are here at the newest Cracker Barrel location. It's so new that they didn't have to remodel it. We are in one of the wokest cities in our nation, Denver, Colorado.
How you gonna have a place called Cracker Barrel without a cracker leaning on a barrel?
This is my first time ever at a Cracker Barrel location, and we are going here to see if they still have that homey country vibe or if it has been destroyed by the woke mind virus. Would you please make sure that you are subscribed? I want to show you guys around the Cracker Barrel location to give you an idea on who is their clientele. Here you can see the Cracker Barrel. Around us, it is warehouses upon warehouses, lots of truck stops around. So there's a lot of hardworking men here that don't like the new woke version of Cracker Barrel, which you can see is right off of I-25, the major highway in Colorado. As you can see in the area, there is also gas stations and car washes, so it is the perfect spot for travelers to come to. Cracker Barrel used to also have gas stations. I'm not sure if they still sell apparel. It really does look like an apparel store, and you can see that this location is one that hasn't yet updated their logo, thankfully. So they still have the cracker, they still have the barrel. I want to take a second to just appreciate how the logo used to look. It's so wholesome. It's pretty messed up that they just turned it into a blob. I think that this really matches with what the brand is, an old country store. So you have an older gentleman sitting on an old chair next to a barrel. It just makes sense. It seems more like the man in the barrel was more the logo than the name was. I am here at the gas station right next to the Cracker Barrel, and this one is called Quick Trip. And I was just looking at how generic and plain that logo is. And so it's almost like they got rid of the things that differentiated Cracker Barrel, and now it just looks like any other store. Cracker Barrel is a very successful company. They generate $3.5 billion annually, and they have 658 locations. It seems like their target demographic is the people who pick up these jobs that are very hard work. We have a Penske here, a FedEx, and a DHL, and their main clientele is truckers, people who are just stopping in the area to pick up a load or to get some rest. And so I don't think that they appreciate being lied to, being told that the response has been very positive when their stock has dropped $200 million.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing.
Let's see if we can make it happen, guys. And by the way, Cracker Barrel had this big controversy in 1991 when they said that they were no longer going to employ gay people, and even then the company still did well. And so I think that goes to show how conservative, I guess, their demographic is, right? What do you guys think? Make sure you're subscribed. This feels pretty country.
Well, I like the old logo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's fine, you know? I think it's great to have something new.
for sure. I think it's too basic. This is one of the remodeled ones.
It's new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was, so since it's brand new, I heard it's one of the only remodeled ones in the US.
Whoa,
Like
okay.
there's like a
Sorry.
group of like 20 of them that's been remodeled so far.
And who do you think is the main demographic?
People that like good food from the South.
So far, I see a lot of very older couples here, or older friend groups. I also think that the fact that they still have this little checkers board is really wholesome. I hope they never get rid of that.
I don't know if it's always been like this, but the rocking chairs definitely, they don't seem old country. They seem new, made to look old, but maybe that's just always been the way that it is. Got the walk the line country music, and we do have some barrels here, so that is good. Upon entering this Cracker Barrel, you are greeted with some Halloween decor, and then over here they have Patriotic Center, I guess. It is so funny that they already have Christmas stuff out. Looks kind of modern, officey as well, a little bit, but like this jacket, it's not made out of great jeans, but I mean, I guess the somewhat
cowgirl hat makes up for it. That's not a cowgirl hat. Here they have a book of my favorite Bible verses. So far for being a fairly woke establishment, maybe it hasn't gone too far because they have been very pleasant. The workers here are very nice so far. They're like Chick-fil-A workers. They have a huge American flag on the other side, so it's a little bit hard to compare since I've never been here before. And the pictures of how I've seen these restaurants used to look like, they used to have a lot more pictures and stuff on the walls, but they do have nice wooden tables. It's not real wood, and they have very generic booths, and it does kind of have a feel like they're trying to replicate a mom and pop shop. For my first time being here, I think it's pretty cute. On every table it comes with one of these. I remember seeing them a long time ago, but I don't remember what they're for. It says, leave only one, you're a genius. Leave two, rocking the chair but not the game. Leave three or more, no reason to be embarrassed, try again. Please remind me in the comments what this is used for. Cracker Barrel being old and country is what makes it so unique, and they have a deer with a gun, and so that is probably not something that a lot of liberals like. And so if they're trying to cater to everyone, I think that they're gonna lose their core audience. The one good thing that I noticed about their logo change, even though it looks just like a blob now, is the fact that it could be vectorized easier, and on a screen print, like on a t-shirt, it would show up a lot clearer. However, I think that there could have been ways of simplifying the logo without completely changing it. But honestly, guys, I love the fact that they do breakfast all day long, and I wasn't sure if they even had coffee, but they have lattes. They also have alcohol too. Mimosas, beer, wine, fried pickles. I do think if they continue down this route, it's just gonna look like a Chili's, and I don't know if they're gonna be able to compete. All right, guys, so our chicken tenders come with two sides. I traded the fries for broccoli, and then it comes with another side, and so I got mashed potatoes. I see some plates on the wall that remind me of my grandma, because my grandma used to collect plates. It feels kind of like a museum, like where they have different props of what a country house would have looked like. Wow. I've been to some very country stores that are locally owned, and so it does feel pretty similar to a Chili's. I mean, that's what you would expect because it's a franchise. However, it does kind of seem like they're really going against their core target audience, who has been their audience all of these years. It'd be like if tomorrow I showed up with a septum piercing and blue hair. I don't know if you guys would still watch my videos. Maybe some of you would. She brought me a lot of blue cheese, which I like. And then I like the basket that the biscuits came in. We're gonna try the latte because that's all that really matters to me. If you have a good latte, I'll be back. This actually does taste homemade. It tastes like something I would make. In West Virginia, I had some really good chicken tenders at this place called Sterling. Super side of the road country store. So let's see how they compare. It was kind of hard. It reminds me of the chicken fingers that they sell at Burger King. You have two options here. You can get them grilled or crispy. I like it and I'm so hungry. We got 6 chicken tenders with 2 sides, biscuits, and then mini chocolate chip pancakes and a milk. We'll total that all up in a second. Just want you guys to know that the reason why I'm on the skinnier side is because I record my food more than I eat it. They do taste like Thanksgiving mashed potatoes. We are done eating. This was a pretty filling meal, and the crispy tenders came to $15.49, so that made up half of the bill. The kids' breakfast was $6. The milk was $4. Why was the milk $4? The milk cost as much as this did. Anyways, I guess that's normal. And then the caramel latte also cost $4. So that makes our total $32.68. Patreon members get extended flight time with me. This is money that I wouldn't have spent here if Cracker Barrel wasn't in the news. So I don't know if they did these changes to try to go viral, but I think if they continue down this route, it's probably going to be the end for them. Looking around at the clientele, it does seem like everybody has a little bit of a country or a backwoods kind of feel to them, or maybe biker. It doesn't seem like there's many liberals or woke people here, so I don't know if they're trying to expand their demographic, but I don't think in order to expand do you need to change or to kind of crap on the people who made you so successful. It is pretty interesting. At this location, their sign outside still has the Cracker in the Barrel, and also here on the to-go boxes, they still have it. So I think that it's going to take time for them to remove it from all of their inventory. I had a good experience at Cracker Barrel. Would you please make sure that you are subscribed? Bye.